I am Alpha Master Pimp Sir Easy, active dominant, and the BDSM and upper metaphysical adult lifestyle from a grandfathered level of existence. Therefore, I'm not really trying to impress anyone under 50, but I'm making this as public as possible because, well, it's been a while since I've actually, spoken. This is strictly off top of my head, so here it goes. 2012 was supposed to be a very interesting existence, as well as 2013 and beyond. And I think we've got until 2033 before we actually find that somehow or another we've actually created something that people are going to believe in for the next 26,000 years, respectfully. Just like we've done with the last, and others have done with the last. And this one's a very interesting one because while the Earth is changing its polarities, so is the Sun. The Sun is actually doing that as well. Now, the last time that that happened was during a life experience that most people can basically only remember or recall the current events that were occurring. And that would be 11 years ago, maybe, uh, or so. The um, 9/11 experience was the start end of that. So most people only remember the doom and gloom that went on with all that. I don't remember anything like how did it feel, like um, for you upper metaphysical people living your days in front and center on Front Street of what even the Mayans considered to be the end of all things, or the end of all days. And I would guess that they were more right than we were capable of actually being able to explain this. I mean, even Nostradamus lost his mind over the mere fact that there was just a possibility that somebody like me would be out here talking to somebody like you at this point in time, and felt that to be the rapture. So here it is. Um, as a Washingtonian, I found myself actually learning something that many of emancipated people, emancipated Washingtonians, have known for the entire history of what we know this place to be as our nation's capital and or the country itself. And that's the mere fact that there is no stigma against my image and or my intentions on how I live my life, liberty, and the pursuit of my happiness. And therein lies a very interesting thing because, well, um, even though I'm an American, I'm also American of color, which means that I'm connected to all things of color, which actually now has a certain portion of a conflict with other people of other colors or cultures because, well, everybody loves the way us black folks live. They love our swagger and this, that, and the other. And a lot of other people from a lot of other cultures who are of color kind of connect to that, and so do other people. But the difference is that, well, here being American, it's the promised land for a lot of other people who are out there that might be able to get this on, their dial-up cable or whatever. Um, and so I would figure that if anything else, that I'm going to make a quick series of things because, well, it's been a while, and in time, I'll be able to actually prevent or present a better source of income, or as to whom the fuck you're talking to or seeing or listening to right now. Nicknamed me the Devil's Dominant for no reason. But this is the era of the mutant. This is the era of the different. This is the era of the exception to the rule. And therein lies everything, because the Mayans were not wrong when they said the end of all things. It's just that everything that has gotten us to the point of where we are right now has done a good job. The difference is that right now We are in the starting dates of, all right, all bets are off. All humans are created as equal as they're capable of being able to earn that stature of sorts. Not because they do it because they deserve their own personal parade, but because they support a higher power of sorts. Um, Not necessarily from a basis of a spirituality, but more so from a basis of uh, world evolution. It's kind of hard to say, oh, the new world order, because there is no real order to it until we all agree on what order we feel that should be fair enough for us all over the earth to be able to respect. And right now we can't do that because, well, from where I sit in Washington, D.C., there's a lot of other people that would give their arm, their leg, their life, and their next born to be right where I'm at, as is, just because, well, this is beautiful. Look, this is wonderful. America, I love it. And yet and still everybody else wants to bitch and moan because, well, if you were in my neighborhood, I'd make you do some, and that's not the case here. That's not the case here. We are now coming to an understanding of the fact that Black America Month is not American Month. We are now um, completely American, and that means that now that there's a statue of Rosa Parks and Frederick Douglass that actually occupy the same statues of other presidents and dignitaries in our nation's capital, you don't have to look that far. You can just turn over some of your money and you'll see a picture of it. In the basement of that there picture, um, even the left of the leftists, the Republican of the Republican, the hater of the haters, has to honestly bow down and respect the mere fact that this is our country. Lady Freedom herself was built by a slave who, invented a whole new way of doing metalwork to such a degree that it's still on our nation's capital and our money. So it's not like there's an issue of color here in this country. There's an issue of people being able to um, accept the mere fact that, all right, all bets are off. All right, no bullshit. Every man, every woman stands on their own two as is. The best you get is the best you got, and that's it. As Americans, you're really lucky to have us in the first place. So if you don't really honestly start slowing up on some of this hate and realizing that we're the only thing in between them and you, then ML King's living won't be in vain. And I think that's what this whole thing is about because, strangely enough, I actually have a history of knowing that 1963, my mom brought me to this city, and right down the street from where I live, we were at the point in time when Martin made that speech in the whole nine, and we were up close and personal. And my mom believed in exactly what he said, and he said something to such a degree that when we next met during the inauguration celebration of Obama and whatnot on the same Lincoln Memorial steps, my mom and I actually sat back and we were able to um, reflect on the mere fact that she and I were right there in 1963 for the March on Washington. Now, here's the funny part about all of this. Not the mere fact that, A. Philip Randolph was who he was, but the mere fact that it was the Poor People's Campaign. It was the march for everyone who's like you now, who are too broke or too busy to actually be a liberal or a Democrat or a conservative or something like that, but hurting just the same. And with that, I just wanted to just start this whole journey of journals, and this is journal number one, because one day I'm going to be somebody just like you want to be too. The only difference is that I'm not you now, am I?